this point in the reading, you should be aware that both biological as well as psychological factors play a role in our day-to-day motivation. But how do our motives relate to one another? Abraham Maslow is a famous, well-known humanistic psychologist, and he proposed what is known as the hierarchy of needs. You may have seen this triangle before. Maslow was a humanistic psychologist, meaning that he believed humans have a drive or propensity to be their best selves. He called that peak state of individual potential, self-actualization, or being self-actualized. And what his hierarchy of needs basically proposes is that we have a series of needs that need to be met if we want to keep climbing up higher and higher towards self-actualization. So at the very bottom of the rung here are our physiological needs, like hunger, thirst, and avoiding pain. Okay, once those needs are met, we can go on to worry about safety concerns, housing, protection from the weather, things that ensure our safety. When those needs are met, we can now worry about love and belongingness, okay, forming friendships, social connections, relationships, being emotionally intimate. If those needs are met, we can then move on to worrying about self-esteem, okay? Can we achieve something? Do we have respect, status, approval from others? And at the very top of this pyramid is self-actualization, fulfillment of your best individual potential. Now, the key idea here, right, is that if somebody is not able to meet their physiological or safety needs, they're going to be prevented from climbing up this hierarchy. Okay, if you're worrying about where your next meal is going to come from, you're not going to be able to worry too much about achievement, right, or getting a college degree. Okay, your efforts are going to be focused towards solving these more basic but really fundamental needs. So this is one proposal suggesting that humans move from basic physiological and safety needs all the way up to the ability to reach our full potential. Now, this is a model. Not everybody is necessarily going to go rigidly and strictly in this direction, but it's a general idea that if you don't have the basics met, you can't be worrying about stuff higher up here. Okay, these basic needs for physiology and safety are primary to our survival and reproduction, and they must be met before we can worry about any of this higher level stuff. So you should be familiar with Maslow's hierarchy of needs, and it's a fundamental model in motivation theory.